Macy's 98th Thanksgiving Day Parade Thursday was interrupted by mass arrests of protesters for the second year running, according to the New York Post. NYPD quickly descended upon the group who infiltrated the parade route at West 55th and 5th Avenue, stopping the Ronald McDonald balloon by sitting in the street, drawing angry boos and cheers from spectators. Roughly 25 protesters were taken into custody, and the parade resumed after about 10 minutes of that, according to Breitbart News. Mayor Eric Adams had warned protesters Wednesday night that stopping the parade wouldn't be tolerated. A City Hall spokeswoman, Kayla McMillan, said interrupting New York City's Thanksgiving Day parade to protest a conflict overseas is disrespectful and accomplishes absolutely nothing. In 2023, anti-Israel protesters glued their hands to the street. Both outgoing and incoming presidents sent Thanksgiving messages to the nation on Thursday. President Joe Biden posted a series of happy Thanksgiving messages on X. One stated, quote, "Jill and I are so grateful for the trust you've placed in us these past 4 years. Serving you has been the honor of our lives." He and Jill also visited a fire department station in Nantucket, Massachusetts. President-elect Donald Trump's post on Truth Social reads in part, "Happy Thanksgiving to all, including to the radical left lunatics who have worked so hard to destroy our country. Don't worry, our country will soon be respected, productive, fair, and strong, and you will be more than ever before proud to be an American." Tim?
If you're in a heated session on Capitol Hill, senators pressured credit card executives scrutinizing the impact of swipe fees on both merchants and consumers. According to Fox News, senators in Washington, D.C. challenged the Visa and MasterCard's alleged 80% market monopoly by introducing the Credit Card Competition Act. They aim to boost competition by giving merchants multiple payment networks, which could potentially lower costs for consumers. Senators Josh Hawley and John Kennedy aggressively confronted Visa and MasterCard executives.
Classic collusive monopoly behavior. And your testimony is you can't accept any more competition. I agree with one thing that my colleagues down the dais have said, which is that this is not a sustainable situation.
The high prices in this country are gutting the American people like a fish, and we're trying to address it. And my strong advice to you is to sit down and try to work this out.
According to Newsmax, a report by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York reveals Americans have amassed $1.17 trillion in credit card debt. So if you're doing any shopping today and taking advantage of any sales, operate in wisdom and be a good steward.
We reported on the serious threats on the lives of multiple members of Donald Trump's transition team Wednesday, but on Monday, an Arizona man was arrested for threatening to kill the president-elect. Manuel Tamayo Torres from Arizona, according to law enforcement, posted a series of Facebook videos, including one appearing to hold up an AR-15, and made several threats against Trump and his family, as CNN reported. The court documents did not specifically identify Trump, but officials say he was identified as, quote, individual one, public figure, former president and current president-elect. Last Thursday, Tamayo Torres allegedly said in a posted video, quote, "You're gonna die. Your son's gonna die. Your whole family is going to die. This is a reality now for you. This is the only reality you have in your future. Dying," end quote. Tamayo Torres also posted a video on August 23rd from Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona, where Trump held an afternoon rally. He faces the felony charge of threatening the president-elect, 4 counts of making false statements to authorities and lying on federal forms a year ago while trying to purchase a firearm. We continue to pray for the president. Vice President Kamala Harris advisors revealed during a podcast Tuesday internal polls never showed Harris leading Trump, but the information wasn't conveyed to those collecting high-dollar donations, according to Fox News.
I mean, I think it surprised people because there was these public polls that came out in late September, early October, showing us with leads that we never saw. I mean, it was just basically a race that in the battlegrounds was 46-47, 47-48. So that's not where we started. We started behind. She was able to climb out. I think even after the debate, we might have gained, 0.51? It wasn't a race that moved a lot.
The group blamed the lack of cohesive messaging and the Democrat Party, quote, eating its own through the woke culture, while Republicans stood firm and didn't apologize. The group agreed that the failed campaign revealed the Democrat Party must, quote, revamp its strategy if it wants to win in 2028. A two-story tall bronze statue is in the works commemorating President-elect Donald Trump's defiant moment in the face of an attempted assassination. Breitbart News reports crypto investors with the project $Patriot commissioned Ohio artist Alan Cottrill to create the bronze statue after Trump was nearly assassinated in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13, 2024. The statue depicts the moment when Trump rose with a bloodied face and pumped his fist as he repeatedly shouted "fight" to his supporters before being removed from the stage by Secret Service. The artist also created the Thomas Edison statue in the Statuary Hall in the U.S. Capitol and stated to Breitbart that this is the largest figure he has ever set out to create. The unveiling of the art piece is reportedly expected at Trump's inauguration January 20th. Tim?
Argentina's President Javier Milei announced Tuesday he would ban the incarceration of biological men in women's prisons. That's according to the Daily Wire. Milei blasted criminals using so-called gender identity laws to gain access to women's prisons. He said the male prisoners were taking advantage of the situation to continue committing crimes violating women.
Los valores han sido profundamente trastocados, puede permitirse semejante barbaridad. Por eso, con nosotros esta estupidez se termina. Vamos a prohibirlo. Los delincuentes no van a poder solicitar un cambio de penal bajo el paraguas de la identidad de género.
Milei added he would push for proven cell prisons to adopt the policy, noting that those who refuse would be rewarding criminal creativity and disrespecting crime victims, as the Daily Wire reported. Social media use in Australia will be restricted for those under 16 thanks to a new law passed by lawmakers. According to Euronews, citing child mental health and well-being, the law passed by the Australian government will mean children 16 years old and younger will be blocked from using platforms such as X, Instagram, and TikTok. Platforms will also face stiff penalties if they fail to prevent youngsters from having accounts. The proposal had bipartisan support, passing the House 102-13 on an earlier vote and passing the Senate 34-13 late last week. The bill now heads back to the House to approve any amendments, and if approved, will go into effect by the end of next year. Greg?